So now we are in a screen that has the four characters in here. We have the four Lyoko warriors: Ulrich, Yumi, and Aelita. We didn't necessarily get any introduction to Aelita just yet, unless you actually saw the show. But in this case, let's just get started. But even though we're going to get started, let's pick download first to see what we have. Because if you pick download, this is actually the upgrade screen for each character. Now, the thing with each character is that, of course, the upgrades only apply to each character themselves, and you notice that on the top screen, there are the upgrades that you can apply on there, and it shows which ones you got. So, of course, you have upgrades that are life points. So, you have 100 life points, and you have 100 Lyoko points, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, you basically add 50 points to each. The attack upgrades, you could do double damage, which helps a lot in this case. You can counter any attacks defense while in defense, which basically means you can reflect their lasers back. And I'll show you that in a minute. But we gotta collect points first. And these are the combos. I will basically show the combos later on, or if we're able to get them in this level. But the other thing is that they have packs. They have life point packs and Lyoko power packs. Basically, it refills all your life points if you lose them all. So let's get back to that, and let's finally go into Lyoko. We're just going to start off with Ulrich first. And yes, this is Lyoko. Well, the game's version of Lyoko. Welcome to Lyoko. Things here are a bit different, so listen carefully. You move around Lyoko using the control pad. Try moving around now. So, yeah, using the D-pad, and you can move around here. So these blue bits, as he's going to explain in a minute, we're going to actually collect a bunch of these. So if we collect these, we'll actually get. Okay, good. That touch the touchscreen. Displays a map. It will help you find your way around Lyoko. The arrow in the center shows your position and orientation. The Lyoko symbol points towards your main objective. Your status is displayed in the top left corner of the touchscreen. You can see how many life points and how much Lyoko points, Lyoko power you have left. Now use the map and get to the next area. Yeah, so stuff. So basically, this is the map, and your cursor point, your main objective point, is usually the Lyoko eye, the Xana eye, right here. Another thing you can notice, these are the cards that show up for our warriors, and if you click on this, it actually shows the points in circles instead of it being the number points on top. So we could probably switch to that, like they do in the show. But in the show, they have both. So, all right. The glowing squares that you'll find in Lyoko are data bits. The green ones replenish life points, and the yellow ones replenish Lyoko power. The blue ones you can use to buy some cool stuff later on. Eventually, you will have collected just enough of them to buy new fighting combos for each character from the download menu in the character selection screen. Combos are really powerful. Most of them are deadly against specific types of enemies. It's going to be up to you to find out the right combo to defeat your opponents faster. So that right there is the whole gist of the 3D levels, as what Jeremy said. You basically have to buy the right combos in order to defeat your enemies quicker, or in a sense, killing your enemies with a combo. You control one character at a time, but you can switch between them while you're at a Lyoko checkpoint, like the one you're seeing right now. When the Lyoko symbol appears in the context icon, touch it to bring up the status screen. It shows you how all the characters in your group are doing and lets you switch between them. This screen also allows you to download your interesting things for your characters. But for now, touch Odd's portrait on the touchscreen and then press the select option or the A button. Use the A button to switch it. remember you have to reach the Lyoko checkpoint first. So yeah, you have to actually touch the Lyoko checkpoint to save at a checkpoint right there. Each character has a special skill that uses Lyoko power. Odd special skill is climbing. I forgot to switch to approach the wall that seems different from the others and observe the context icon. When the climb icon appears, touch it and keep in contact to climb. Use a control pad to control direction. You only have limited use for skills. Pay attention to your Lyoko power meter. Now, okay, so yeah, these are the Lyoko power bits. Now we're gonna actually use the mouse to switch to odd. And here's odd. We have more bits over here. Let's grab some of these bits. Okay. Now, for odd, so his power is climbing. I'll get back to his other power. I'll explain it in another episode of this. But you have to hold the pad. You actually have to hold it. So if you had an actual DS, you would have to use the touchscreen and the stylus to hold this down, or use your finger. And one of the things I really kind of like hated was the fact that it's on the right side, so you have to be right-handed for this to move. So it's kind of annoying in a sense. But yeah, each step for odd. Here, let's take a look. It takes about five Lyoko power points off per step. So just have to hold on it, and then he climbs all the way up. Yep. So here we go. And now you're kind of wondering, okay, we're in a spot over here that's kind of wide. And if you ever watch the show, you're thinking, okay, where are the monsters? Well, guess what? Here it is. Great. Now for the fun stuff. Fighting. I programmed a single Cankrolot for a little target practice. Be careful, if you take too much damage, you will be devirtualized, and the others will have to continue without you from the last checkpoint you activated. Here it comes. So, you can see the Cankrolot spawning in very soon. Fight monsters by pressing the A and X buttons to attack. Press and hold the Y button to perform a charge attack. Hold the B button to defend. You will target the nearest enemy when you attack. Try it now. See if you can destroy this Cankrolot. The Cankrolot, or cockroach in French, the first monster shown in the series. In the series, its attack is a laser shot that does 10 attack points. In the game, it does 2 attacks, the laser that does 5 attack points instead, and a bite that does 10 attack points. For odd, in a sense, basically the A button is his laser arrows, and you take 5 points of damage from the Cankrolot. Now, okay, good block, everything, and yeah, shoot him. Good fire. So X is the Odd doesn't have this, but these are grenades. I don't know why he has grenades in this one. I guess they had to add it because it makes sense in the game. And the Y button, if you press and hold it, he fires a powerful headshot that goes straight to your enemy. So, okay, now we attack the first wave. Specifically, each time this happens, you can't move freely, so of course they have barriers. If you walk into a barrier, you're going to lose 1 health point. Now, another thing that Cankrolots are odd enough to do with the attack is with, if you get close to them, they actually ram you. Yeah, they ram you. So, we can just spam the A button. Locks in on them automatically. Okay, just press. That's weird. I wonder why I do. That's really weird. If you just hold the white button, it doesn't show up. But yeah, mainly each wall like that, each attack has 2 waves, and of course, the more levels we go through, and the more chapters we go through, the more difficult the enemies. But we just got the Cankrolots for now. Did you notice the red firewall? how that red fire will vanish once you defeat the monsters. It's a blocking program that is linked to any nearby monsters. So basically you can't move willy-nilly, you actually have to beat the monsters. The only way to break these firewalls is to defeat the monster guarding it, so if you see a red firewall blocking your way, expect some resistance. Well, it is resistance. Continue along the next area. I still have a few things to show you. Okay. Keep going over here. And if you're wondering, okay, this is not the original like DS quality that I'm running on. It's kind of a little bit higher because I'm running it on an emulator. Maybe you should let Yumi warm up for the next combat. Well, we have no choice because... Oh, we forgot to go. See that rock over there? It looks like something is hidden on the other side. Yumi, use your telekinetic power to lift it. Just get close to the rock, then touch and hold the context icon on the touchscreen. You can still move with the control pad, but don't get caught under the rock when the Lyoko power runs out. So I'll show you that in a sec. So we have the pad here, the Lyoko checkpoint, and right now it's highlighted to Yumi. So let's select Yumi, and alright, let's go over here to the icon, and here is your Lyoko ability. It is telekinesis. Yes, she has telekinesis. So if you touch the pad right here, she will lift the rock, but here's the thing about the rock. Look, you'll waste 2 points every half a second. So if you drop it, she gets devirtualized if anything lands on her. So go back and select her. So let's walk around it. If you're wondering about game overs in this game, yes, there is game overs, and I will show that around the end of the video. So okay, going past it, and way to go, Yumi. It's good to observe your surroundings at all times. You never know when a secret path will reveal itself. Alright, and we have another big area here, so guess what? Cankerlots. Now we have 2. Okay, if you press X with Yumi, she will throw her fans. If you press A, she will be close range, and she will actually attack with the fans in her hands. Funny thing, so this is all platform you could fall down. So like that, you could fall down in a sense, and you lose 25 points. So in the show, it's instant virtualization, and you really can't come back from that. But luckily in this game, it's very forgiving. So use that. I think now might be a good time to show off the power packs. So we're gonna actually go to download, and if you notice that the combos over here usually 2,000. Let's buy a life point pack, and I don't think we need a power pack. It's not necessary. We only have one. But another funny thing you could do is, if you notice, yeah, combos, we could buy some of these with the points that we got. But I think, just to make it simpler, let's buy the attack upgrade first. I could buy the life point upgrade later on, but right to Yumi. And we'll have to levitate again. But I'll show one more thing. If you drop that on her, you actually lose everything. So that's kind of off when you lose everything and you think you can't use a character. But another saving grace is that you actually can reload your character using 100 bits. So yeah, using 100 bits, you actually replenish everything, your Lyoko points and your life points. So, and also going to use Lyoko power and points as interchangeably. So, levitate again, one more time, and okay, let's get back. Because this is a ledge over here, you can literally walk close to the canker lot, and the canker lot will fall off. You don't even have to attack. Yeah, like so, it just slips off. Block, Yeah. But, you know what? I forgot. Here's another thing. If you hold the Y button for you and me, now, this actually slows down time, which is really interesting that she has this ability, because she does not have this in the show. So, the longer you hold the Y button, the longer the duration of the time stop is. It's surprising because it affects... Yeah, it basically affects the enemies that are in the snow. So, just scare them off. Yeah. Block. Attack. Just press A. Eventually, yeah, that's destroyed. Okay, now here's the next checkpoint. Over here. I think at this point, because we got through Autumn Newbie, we're going to have to switch to Ulrich, and because we see that next obstacle right there, it makes sense we switch to Ulrich now. And it's kind of weird that I should have switched before earlier, but it is what it is. So yeah. Okay, Jeremy. Good. Hey, that's a data wall on the ground. Think of it as a virtual secret magic chest. It contains a good amount of blue data bits. Just destroy it to collect the data bits. So, with Ulrich, yeah. Just press A, yeah. A whole bunch of data bits. Around 400. It's kind of interesting. Those platforms ahead might lead to something interesting. Wait, that's a trap. They'll tilt if anyone tries to cross them. Anyone but Ulrich. Use your dash special skill here. Ulrich, you'll run so fast, the platforms won't have time to tilt over. Get closer to the platforms, keep in contact with the context icon when it changes for the dash icon, and use the control pad to get across. So yes, this is another case. Ulrich's power, his Lyoko power in this game is super sprint, or super speed. So he'll sprint across this, but you actually have to notice that the timing of the sprint has to be in relation to when he has to go to the area. So you have to go when it's like this. You cannot go when it's like that. And so to test the ability. But now, oh, he stopped. That's funny. You get to tilt off when he's running. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Run now. Okay, there we go. We made it. And that uses about maybe 4 or 6 points. I gotta check it over. I didn't see it for a second. But we have another big area, and looks like Ulrich's head. Let's get in trouble on it. Now, I think these are mites, but I actually forgot what they're called, so I gotta add that in for a second. The mite, the first game-only monster in this game. It has 2 attacks. The first is its pricking horn that does 5 attack points, and the second attack is a sacrificial explosion 4 seconds after being attacked that does 20 attack points at close range, and varies depending on how far you are from the explosion. But these enemies, if you just take a whack at them once, they will die. But the only thing is, well, they will actually be destroyed. The only thing is that you actually have to get away from them. Otherwise, they have an exploding radius to them, so they explode when you kill them. They also have attacks here with the horns, and they do 5 damage per shot with the horn. So, I'm going to show you the big consequence if you stand near them. But if you get near one of them, and you're near very close to them, explosion takes about 20 health out. Let's try that again with this one. Explodes, yeah, 20 health. Get caught in the explosion. I don't know if it depends on how far away from the radius you are from that, but yeah, that is it with Ulrich. Nice going. That's enough teaching for today. Time for you to get to that tower and deactivate. Good luck. The one thing I forgot to show with Ulrich over here, for the battle, because it's so easy, they gave him the easy enemies to kill. I don't know why, but so with the A button with Ulrich, you do horizontal swings. With the X button, you do kind of vertical swings, angled swings, and with the Y button you actually do a charge attack, which like I think it's about 5 seconds. You can hold it for about 5 seconds, and then it releases and does like a powerful like shockwave attack. So just wait for the platform, and then over here, bits. Okay. I will basically explain the combos later, in a sense, because I will show that after. Only Alita can run in and deactivate Xana's towers. Be careful. You can only dodge and defend yourself with your shield. So this is basically a hint that Alita can't attack. She can't necessarily attack, but I'll show you something in a second. Let me switch to Alita. So I completely forgot why I bought the Wave Pack. I don't know if that saves per episode or per chapter. I'm just wondering. But if you pick Alita and we go to the download screen, you notice that her stuff is different. So, what makes different with Alita is that she's not a fighting character. Well, not necessarily a fighting character. But, so, she has same upgrades, but the difference is that she only has 3 upgrades, not 5, and they're not really combos either. So yeah, upgrades, you could do damage, and you'd think she can attack. But actually she can, from what I said. So, she can shield. So the thing with Alita is that, pick her, when she blocks, she actually uses Lyoko power points. And you can't use A or X to attack, if you noticed, but you can use Y, and if you use Y, she uses the points like a mother, but she doesn't attack. She actually can do damage with that shield power, which is kind of weird because we'll get to like the third season stuff in the end, but that's where she attacks. The whole point of the game is that she's not meant to attack. That's the tower. Alita, you should be able to reach it with your levitation special skill. It works a bit like Ulrich's ability. We'll see. Let's give it a try. The difference is that with Alita, you can just float since it's levitation. So if you get near the icon over here, it's her hands. I don't know why her hands like that, but I guess that's praying for levitation. But yeah, she floats like usual. You can hold it, and she'll waste about 2 per second. If you let go, though, she falls. So yeah, that's where we go back, and we'll get to get back to the area, and actually here, let's get the last 2 bits of points. That's it. You made it to the tower. Once inside, you'll have to hack the system by finding the right pieces to fill in master shape. Meanwhile, I'll be trying to develop a program to bring it to Earth. So that kind of cuts through the whole chase for the series where this is the first season. Alita is just stuck in Lyoko, and Jeremy's going to try to find a way to bring it to Earth. But, other than that, only Alita could go into the tower, as you see. So, if we want near the tower, she gets into the tower, and it's the cutscene where she heads to the tower. If you have not watched the show, basically, the towers are the connections to the real world, and she is going to stop that by using the tower. She's the only one that can use the tower like this. And the funny thing is, the cutscene stops right there because the incentive of you using Cold Lyoko is you actually have to solve a puzzle. And I'll basically try that later on. But right now it's very simple. You see, there's only 4 pieces. At the bottom over here is the question mark icon, which is basically hints, and there's nothing at the top. So in a sense, it's very simple. Just use 2 pieces over here, and as long as it fits the whole thing, you're good. So there it is. And now there you go, Cold Lyoko. And she has deactivated the tower, and whenever she deactivates the tower, the problems that Xana causes will not happen anymore. So in this case, he will not wipe, or it will not wipe, Jeremy's hard drive. But basically that is about it. So thank you very much for watching, and eventually we'll get to a more, let's say, open point in the next episodes. I kind of want to start to compare the episodes that are on the show to the episodes or the chapters coming up in this game, because they actually draw off the first and second season. So we'll be comparing those episodes, and we're going to put actual dialogue from there in the game. So in a sense, we're going to do that. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and please stick around for the next episode. All right.